Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. However this finds you, I do hope this finds you well. I'm not gonna be on here for a long time, but for a championship, it takes a human in the loop type of time. Before we get started, congratulations to the New York Knicks, your 2026 NBA champions. Y'all, New York is celebrating. The city is outside.
Don't judge us, cause I'm in my basement. We ought to be outside. We won! We won! We outside right now. Get my makeup done right now. Get my makeup done right now. The streets is calling me. The streets is calling me.
And I'm gonna come back to the Knicks in a bit because oddly enough, they have everything to do with what I want to talk about today. I want to get to a study that recently came out of Stanford because it deserves even more attention than it's already getting, and that's a lot. For years, people have been raising concerns about artificial intelligence in hiring. We have heard stories from job seekers who swear they are qualified but never hear back. We've heard stories about candidates applying to hundreds of jobs without a single interview or peep. We have heard concerns from labor advocates, civil rights groups, and researchers who have questioned what happens when more and more hiring decisions get outsourced to algorithms. Well, Stanford just gave us one of the clearest pictures yet of what may be happening. Researchers analyzed more than 4 million job applications submitted by roughly 3.4 million people. Those applications were connected to more than 1,700 job postings across 150 employers and 11 industries. What makes the study especially important is that every one of those applications was evaluated by the same third-party AI hiring vendor. It was a rare opportunity to observe what happens when an actual hiring system is operating at scale in the real world. What they found should concern all of us. The study found significant racial disparities in how candidates were recommended for advancement. Surprise? According to the researchers, 26% of Black applicants and 15% of Asian applicants applied for positions where the AI systems produced adverse impact against their racial group under the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's 4/5 rule, one of the most widely used standards for identifying potential discrimination in employment practices. The researchers estimate that if Black and Asian candidates had been recommended at the same rate as the most favored group, approximately 4,000 additional applications would have advanced to the next stage of hiring. 40,000 people. Not 40,000 people who got jobs. 40,000 people that would have simply received an opportunity to continue in the process. That finding alone should stop us all cold. But for me, the most unsettling part of the study wasn't the bias. It was what the researchers called systemic rejection. The conversation gets bigger than one company or recruiter or a hiring manager. The researchers found evidence that applicants who submitted multiple applications through employers using the same hiring vendor were more likely to be rejected everywhere they applied than would be expected if those companies were making independent decisions. Think about that for a second. For decades, if one employer rejected you, another employer might see something different. They should, actually. One manager might overlook you while another recognizes potential. And one might not be the right fit while another becomes the opportunity that changes your life. This is how a healthy labor market is supposed to work. Different people make different judgments. There's no groupthink. Different organizations evaluate talent through different lenses. There's no groupthink. Different opportunities create different outcomes. There's no groupthink. What happens when everybody starts thinking the same and using the same systems? What happens when a small number of vendors becomes the gatekeeper for millions of workers? When one algorithmic assessment follows you from application to application to application. The Stanford researchers call this an algorithmic monoculture. I call it a concentration of power. And as mentioned, it sounds familiar. Now we are no longer talking about whether one company makes a bad decision. We are talking about the possibility that that same decision is being replicated across an entire market. A future where possibly candidates don't even know why they were rejected across different companies. These systems are highly consequential, yet they are being widely adopted, and they are largely opaque. People are being screened out before another human being even has the chance to meet them. All right, let's lighten it up a little bit, put things in perspective. Let's talk about the New York Knicks. One of the things that I love about the story of Jalen Brunson is that his career is a reminder that human potential is often difficult to measure. Jalen Brunson was not the first pick in the draft. He did not fit everyone's vision of what an NBA superstar was supposed to look like. Despite coming from a basketball family, despite winning at nearly every level, there was always question about his capability, about his size, his ceiling, his athleticism, and whether he could become the centerpiece of a championship caliber team. People evaluated him and came to conclusions in spite of his record. People made assumptions. People saw limitations. What changed his career was not a machine. It was coaches who invested in him, teammates who trusted him, a family that loved him, organizations that believed in him, mentors who developed him, relationships that created clear opportunities for him, a community that helped him grow into the player he became, and he became a champion. And I find myself wondering how many future Jalen Brunsons are currently sitting in hiring databases, being filtered out before anyone ever has a chance to learn their story. How many people are being judged on who people think they are instead of what they are capable of becoming? How many careers never begin because a system cannot recognize potential because it looks or feels different and doesn't fit into a box? How many future leaders, innovators, creators, and builders are being screened out before another human being gets the chance to say, I see something here. This is why I continue to say that the future is not going to be human versus AI. The future is going to require us to be much more intentional about where human judgment remains essential. Technology may be able to identify patterns. Half the time that's wrong. And technology can sort information, but sometimes it's wrong. Tech can process data, but sometimes it gets it wrong. Human beings still possess something that no hiring algorithm has mastered: the ability to recognize possibility before it becomes obvious. And sometimes that possibility can change everything. Sometimes it changes a company, a franchise. Sometimes it wins a championship after 5 decades and changes a life. Well, I told you I would not be on here for a long time, but for a championship winning time. And I delivered. Share this with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and remember, until next time, you are capable of big things.
Sonobi, the rebound. It's over. It's over. Knicks fans, this is not a dream. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
You're a champion. What is this moment feeling like to you?
Holy shit.
Waited a long time for this.
I got no words. Everything I ever dreamed of. I'm in awe. Whenever someone counters out, we find a way to come back and do something about it. Every time I got the ball, all I kept thinking about is all the hours for every summer I had since I ever could remember making this a reality. So whenever I had the ball, I'm just thinking about just me alone in the gym.
You said you've been doubted your whole life. Too small, not this, not that. But what has this team shown about heart?
Whatever you put in front of us, we're going to find a way. Doesn't matter. We're going to find a way every single time we step on this court. Every time.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.